Shut out of my sister's wedding, I took a vacation. When the wedding completely collapsed, imagine your own mother telling you, "You're overreacting, it's just a wedding." Now, imagine, she said, that after you found out you weren't invited to your own sister's big day. My stomach dropped, my blood ran cold, because that was just the beginning of a family drama I never saw coming. It all started when my phone blew up, not with happy wedding invites, but with frantic messages from my family. My mom was already on the defensive. "You're overreacting. It's just a wedding." But here's the kicker. I wasn't invited to my own sister's wedding. Instead of an RSVP, I got a text from Emily days earlier that made my blood run cold. I sat there, staring at it, reading the same words for the 5th time. "Hey, just wanted to let you know the guest list is finalized and we had to make some tough cuts. Hope you understand. Love you. Tough cuts." I scoffed. Tough cuts? I wasn't some distant cousin they hadn't seen in years. I wasn't an old family acquaintance. I was her brother. Her brother. The same sister I'd helped through every single crisis, every heartbreak, every moment of self-doubt. And now, I was an afterthought, casually cut from the most important day of her life. The disbelief was a slow, burning ache spreading through my chest. I almost laughed, because this had to be a mistake. I grabbed my phone and called my mom. She picked up on the second ring, her voice sickeningly upbeat. "Hey, sweetheart, what's up?" No small talk this time. I just got a message from Emily. She says the guest list is finalized and I'm not on it. There was a pause, a moment of silence that confirmed every gut feeling I'd had. "Oh, honey," she finally sighed, using that condescending tone she always did when she wanted to make me feel unreasonable. "It's just a wedding. Don't make a big deal out of this." Just a wedding? A hot, stinging coil of anger tightened in my stomach. "Are you serious?" I asked, my voice dangerously calm. "Mom, I'm her brother. How am I not invited to my own sister's wedding?" She actually tisked like I was a toddler throwing a tantrum. "It's not personal. They had to keep the guest list small." "Mom," I cut her off, my patience gone. I just saw Emily's Instagram post. She invited 150 people. Silence, then a forced, awkward chuckle. "Well, you know how things are. Weddings are expensive, and maybe they assumed you wouldn't mind skipping this one." Wouldn't mind? It felt like a punch to the gut. "Mom, I've been there for Emily through everything. I helped her move twice. When she lost her job, we covered half her rent. I was the one who helped her get over her last breakup. But now I'm not good enough to be there on her special day." "Oh, stop being dramatic," my mother said with another sigh. "It's just one day. You're overreacting." I let out a short, humorless laugh. Overreacting, right? I could already see how this would play out. I'd argue. She'd shrug me off. Emily would give some half-hearted apology later, and I'd be expected to forgive and forget, because that's what I always did. But not this time. Something inside me snapped. If I wasn't worthy of inclusion, then fine. I wouldn't be. I hung up without another word. I immediately started browsing on my phone. If I wasn't going to Emily's wedding, I was going to be somewhere much, much nicer. I was going on vacation. The more I thought about it, the angrier I became. I wasn't usually the type to get upset over trivial matters. I'd let so much slide before. Emily forgetting my birthday year after year. Her only calling when she needed something. Our mother always expecting me to be the understanding one. Letting Emily get away with murder. But this was an entirely new level of disdain. I wasn't going to sit around moping while my sister and the rest of the family played happy little wedding without me. If I wasn't significant enough to be featured, then I wasn't significant enough to be present when they needed me. I grabbed my laptop. If Emily was going to have the happiest day of her life, then I was going to have the best week of mine. It took less than an hour to plan. I booked all-inclusive accommodations at a 5-star resort in the Caribbean. Ocean view suite, spa services, access to a private beach. I'd always told myself such a trip was too pricey, but not this time. I wasn't just traveling for a holiday. I was making a statement. When the wedding weekend arrived, I was already on a plane, sipping champagne in first class. I made sure to upload a picture. My legs stretched out, a fancy drink in hand, with this caption, "Guess I got cut from the guest list, but I think I'll survive." The reactions were immediate. My cousins sent laughing emojis. My aunt, truly the only rational one in the family, commented, "Good for you. Should have taken me with you." But the best reaction? That came from my mother. She sent me 3 texts in a row. "Where are you? Are you seriously missing your sister's wedding over this? You're being petty." Petty? I wasn't even close to finishing. I responded with a photo of a pristine beach, white sand, crystal blue ocean, the kind of postcard view that makes you ache. Then I shut off my phone. I wasn't about to let them guilt me. Not this time. For the first time in years, I wasn't putting my family first. I was putting myself first. And it felt incredible. By the time I arrived in paradise, any lingering remorse had completely vanished. The moment I stepped out of the airport, a warm ocean breeze touched me, carrying the scent of salt and tropical flowers. A private car was waiting to drive me to the resort, a stylish black SUV with chilled towels and bottled water. Yeah, this was far better than a wedding. As we drove down the coast, I reflected on how absolutely right I had been to do this. Back home, my family was probably scrambling, making excuses for my absence. My sister was laughing with her bridesmaids, not giving me a second thought. But here, I wasn't treated as an afterthought. Here I was the priority. My priority. The resort was something out of a fantasy. The lobby had enormous palm trees blooming inside, a massive open-air design that let the ocean wind sweep through, and the kind of service where you were greeted with a cocktail before you even checked in. My room was unreal. Floor-to-ceiling windows, a private balcony, and the most gorgeous king-sized bed I'd ever seen. I threw down my bags, walked straight onto the balcony, and just took it all in. Then, just to twist the knife a little, I took a picture of the view and shared it with this caption. When one door closes, another one opens. Preferably to a beachside suite with unlimited margaritas. I knew it would find its way back to my family. And honestly, I hoped it did. Because, for once, they could understand what it felt like to be left out. And I was only just getting started. The first full day of my trip was simply fantastic. I started the morning with room service, fluffy pancakes, fresh fruit, and coffee so good it ruined every cup I'd ever tasted. Then I spent the entire day doing precisely what I wanted. No responsibilities, no family turmoil, just me, the ocean, and a schedule focused solely on my enjoyment. By the afternoon, I was lounging on a sunbed by the infinity pool, martini in hand, watching the waves roll in. Every so often, I'd check my phone, not to check in with my family, but to look at the growing number of responses to my vacation blogs. The comments were pure gold. Cousin Jake, "Bro, where are you even?" Aunt Lisa, "Okay, now you're just showing off." An old college acquaintance, "Dude, invite me next time." Finally, I got a notification that made me smirk. "Emily saw your article." Oh, now she was paying attention. I could just imagine her reaction. Sitting in the bridal room, sipping inexpensive champagne, scrolling through Instagram, only to see me living my best life while she was anxious about her wedding. Good. I leaned back, took another sip of my drink, and thought, enjoy your special day, sis. I hope it's all you wanted. However, as the sun began to set, something unusual happened. My phone started to explode. Initially, I ignored it. I figured it was just more people reacting to my photos. But then I noticed the names: Mom, Emily, Cousin Jake, even Uncle Rob. Call after call. Texts coming in nonstop. I raised an eyebrow and eventually opened my phone. The first text I saw was from my mother. "Call me. It's an emergency." An emergency? Attending the wedding, perhaps? I sighed, debating if I even cared. Then Jake sent another message. "Dude, you are not going to believe what just happened." Oh, now I was curious. I sat up, scrolled through the texts, and quickly realized that the universe had given me the nicest wedding gift I could have ever hoped for. Because, as it turned out, Emily's beautiful wedding had gone up in flames. My sneer grew with each message I scanned. Jake again. Bro, you dodged a bullet. Mother, call me right now. This is a family crisis. Emily, please. Where are you? I need you. I stretched out in my lounge chair, took another drink of my cocktail, and kept scrolling. Then I found a message that made me laugh out loud. According to cousin Melissa, the groom simply walked out. I almost choked on my drink. The groom left? Oh, this was better than I could have ever expected. Curiosity finally got the best of me. I texted Jake back. What do you mean he left? Jake's response was quick. Dude, during the reception. Full meltdown. He and Emily had some huge fight, and then he just walked out. Straight up left the venue. And then a few seconds later. Oh! And then Uncle Rob and Dad got into a screaming match over who was ruining the family's reputation. Grandma cried. The venue cut the bar early. It's a mess. I leaned back, a smug grin spreading across my face. My sister had refused to let me attend her wedding, believing she didn't need me. And now, suddenly I was the first person they all ran to. I could already hear my mother's voice in my head. You need to fix this. Emily is devastated. Yeah, no thanks. I opened the next message. It came from Emily herself. Answer your phone, please. I need you. Oh, suddenly I was significant. I took a deep breath and typed back a single response. Sorry, I'm a little busy enjoying my overreaction. Hope the wedding was fun. And then I blocked her phone number. I blocked my mother. I even blocked Jake, just in case he got roped into their guilt trip operation. Then I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, waved over the bartender, and ordered another drink. Because while my family spiraled, I was in paradise. And for once, I wasn't bothered. The following morning, I awoke to the soothing sound of waves breaking on the shore. The aroma of sea and tropical flowers wafted through my open balcony doors. I stretched, yawned, and for one lovely minute, I almost forgot about the pandemonium back home. Almost. Then I looked at my phone. Even though I'd blocked most of my family, I still had more than 20 missed calls from random numbers. They tried everything to contact me. Several voicemails had slipped through. Despite my better judgment, I pressed play on the first one. Mom's voice, frantic. I don't know what you think you're doing, but this is not the time for one of your tantrums. Your sister is devastated, and we need you here. This family needs to stick together right now. I rolled my eyes before deleting it. Next voicemail. Emily is crying. I don't understand why you're doing this. You're my brother. I need you. Please just call me back. Click. Deleted. The following one had me laughing out loud. Jake, whispering as if he were hiding in a closet. Dude, Mom and Aunt Lisa are planning to show up at your apartment when you get back. Just a heads up. Also, Grandma keeps saying the wedding was cursed because you weren't there. It's hilarious. That one I saved. I tossed my phone on the bed and stepped out onto the balcony. The sun had just begun to rise, painting the ocean in a golden glow. I took a deep breath, letting the warmth sink in. Back at home, my family was scrambling to perform damage control. Meanwhile, I was here, sipping espresso in a bathrobe, enjoying the best decision I'd ever made. And the best part? They were now feeling exactly what I had felt when they cut me out. Unwanted, forgotten, left out. It was rather poetic, actually, but I wasn't finished yet. I grabbed my phone. I took a photo of my breakfast, fluffy. Pancakes, fresh fruit, and a mimosa so brilliant it might blind someone, and posted it with this caption, starting my day stress-free. Hope everyone back home is doing okay. Then, just for fun, I went through my blocked messages, grinned at all the missed calls, and ordered another mimosa. I didn't intend to call them back. Let them clean up their own mess. I was on vacation. By midday, I was relaxing under a secluded cabana, sipping a tropical drink with an umbrella, when my phone vibrated again. This time the message came from cousin Melissa. Okay, I know you're mad, and honestly, you deserve to be, but you have to hear what happened after the wedding. Call me. You're going to love this. I raised an eyebrow. Melissa had always been the only cousin with a brain. If she said I needed to hear something, it was probably worth my time. So, despite my better judgment, I called her. She answered on the first ring. Oh my God, you're finally answering, she said, barely containing her joy. Okay, are you sitting down? I gazed around my shaded cabana, the vast ocean in front of me, a chilled beverage in my hand. Yeah, I think I'm in a good place for whatever this is. Melissa let out a breathless laugh. Okay, after the groom left, Emily had a complete meltdown. And I don't mean a few tears. I mean yelling, wailing, and throwing objects at the wedding party. I smirked. Sounds about right. Melissa continued, her voice brimming with enthusiasm. Everyone was trying to calm her down. Mom overheard Aunt Lisa suggest that the disaster could have been avoided if you'd been there. I blinked. Wait, what? Melissa giggled. Yes. She was saying that you've always been the one to mend problems when Emily spirals. That if you were present, you would have talked sense into the groom or handled everything like you normally do. I burst into laughter. So let me get this straight. The same family that barred me from the wedding is now blaming me for not being present to save it. Oh, it gets better. Melissa exclaimed. Mom told Lisa she was acting ridiculous, and then they started fighting loudly. Then Grandma became involved, saying Emily brought this on herself because she offended the cosmos by not inviting her brother. I almost choked on my drink. Melissa was cackling now. Grandma lectured Emily in front of everyone, stating, if you had treated your family better, you wouldn't be alone in your wedding dress right now. I leaned back, absolutely smirking. Wow, that's beautiful. Oh, and then Melissa said, your mother attempted to contact the groom's family to resolve the situation. His mother just smiled and said, this is your issue now. I had to set down my drink before I spilled it from laughing so hard. So, I said, collecting my breath, where does that leave Emily? Melissa sighed, still weeping, still blaming everyone except herself. Last I heard, she was trying to save the wedding with some sort of backup plan. But let's be honest, she's not going to recover from this. I shook my head, grinning. You know what the best part is? What? I took a slow sip from my drink. I don't care. Melissa roared with laughter. Honestly, I don't blame you. I just thought you'd appreciate knowing that karma did its job. Oh, I love knowing that, I remarked, still smirking. Thanks for the update, Melissa. No problem, she replied. Enjoy your trip. And for the record, you did the right thing. I hung up, more satisfied than I had been in years. They wanted a wedding without me. And now, thanks to their own selfishness, they had a disaster instead. I picked up my drink and raised it to the heavens. I toasted to the best decision I'd ever made. Then I turned off my phone and relaxed back in my cabana, letting the beach air sweep away the rest of my shame. For the remainder of the day, I didn't look at my phone. Instead, I scheduled a sunset cruise, allowed the warm breeze to wash over me, and had a 5-star meal by the seaside. My family was still picking up the pieces from Emily's wedding tragedy. I was enjoying the greatest steak I'd ever had. At some point, a notion occurred to me. Perhaps I should feel sorry for her. Then I remembered how she left me out without hesitation. Yeah, no. I took a sip from my wine. I took one last shot of the view and shared it with one caption, 0 regrets. Finally, with a contented smile, I turned off my phone again. Let them stew. I was done being their backup plan. The following morning, I awoke feeling lighter than I have in years. No guilt, no tension, no last-minute family emergencies that became my job to solve. Just myself, the sound of waves, and an entire day of nothing but rest. I stretched, ordered room service, and out of curiosity, I turned my phone back on. Big mistake. Within seconds, my notifications surged. Mom, you need to stop acting like a child and call me. Emily, I can't believe you're doing this to me. You are so selfish. My mother again. This isn't funny. Emily is heartbroken. Do you even care? An unknown number, possibly my aunt. We need to fix this family before it's too late. I groaned and shook my head. It was almost surprising how swiftly they moved from ignoring me to expecting me to cure everything. Then one message caught my attention. Melissa, okay, I understand you're ignoring everyone, but please read this. Your mother is trying to gather the family for a discussion when you return. Just a heads up. I almost laughed aloud. Oh, they assumed I would just return as if nothing had happened. As if I'd just show up and let them guilt-trip me and pretend the entire thing never occurred. Yeah, not happening. I quickly replied to Melissa. Thanks for the warning, but I won't be there. Melissa's immediate response. Wait, what do you mean? Me. I'm extending my trip. They wanted to cut me out? Okay, I'm cutting myself off altogether. I could almost see her reaction. A combination of astonishment and amusement. A few seconds later, she responded, Okay, that's iconic. Tell me everything when you get back, whenever that is, LOL. I grinned, set down my phone, and grabbed my laptop. With a few clicks, my trip was officially extended. Another entire week. No family, no drama, no family discussions. Just me and the ocean. They never allowed me to have peace before. And the best part? They couldn't do anything about it. Before heading to the beach, I sent one final text to Mom and Emily. Oh, so you want me around? Sorry, I'm too busy enjoying my overreaction. Have fun cleaning up your own messes. Then, for the last time, I blocked their numbers. I put my phone down, ordered another drink, and let the sun warm my skin. No guilt, no tension, no regrets, just peace. And it was the best decision I've ever made. Have you ever had a moment where you just had to put yourself first, no matter what your family said? I'd love to hear your stories in the comments below. What would you have done in my shoes?